Hello, 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 everyone. How are you doing today? We have a guest in studio, and it was not planned, or I would have told you last week in my episode that you should expect someone to be on the show. So I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Giandine. I'm 8 years old, and today I'm at Auntie Shelli's house.
Yes, she is with her aunt, Shelly, today. And if you don't know, that's my pet name. All right, so we decided last night that we're going to do a sleepover because it had been so long since she came to my house. The last time she was here, I think she was a couple months old. And so it's the first time she's here since she is this age. And I remember last night when she came, she saw the microphone on the stand and she was like, Auntie Shelly, why do you have a microphone? And then she was like, oh, for the podcast. Can I be on your podcast? And of course, here she is. Hi, Gigi.
Hi, Auntie Shelly.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. How was your sleepover?
It was amazing.
It was?
I
Why?
had so much fun now because you're a fun person to be around.
I'm a fun person to be around? You think so?
Yes, Auntie Shelly.
Okay, so you want to tell the listeners what we did last night at our sleepover? Because I think you're a
Yes.
sleepover expert. Even though it's the first time you're here,
Yeah?
I think you're a sleepover expert. So you want to tell the person listening what you did?
Yes, Auntie. Last night we made s'mores and we had popcorn and we watched a movie.
Yes, and you want to tell them which movie we watched?
We watched Little Rascals.
The Little Rascals. Did you have fun watching that movie? I think it was a great movie. I don't know how they get kids to act so young because they look like they were like 4 or 5 in that movie. You think you could have done that?
Yes, but they act like they're old.
I think so too. They were acting like they're probably like adults in the movie because they had girlfriends and stuff like that. You remember?
Yes.
And I remember she seen two of the characters kissing and she was like, I hope they edited that part and put their lips together and it's not real. Why you wanted them to edit that part?
Because it just seems cruel to make little children do that in real life and they're so young.
Wow. You see that? Wow. All right. So tell the listeners today, how does someone make a sleepover fun in your own words?
Well, first you need someone as magical as Aunt Shelly.
You think I'm magical?
Yes.
Why you say that?
Because you're just a very fun person.
I'm a fun person?
Yes.
Thank you so much, my niecey. What else?
And second, you need snacks.
We need snacks. We definitely do because we get hungry on sleepovers.
Yes.
Because we do a lot of things. And with all that energy bursting out, we need to fill our systems with food.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, Auntie.
What else?
And third, I think it's best to plan a activity, most likely a movie, because what are snacks without a movie?
Exactly. And so we had a little movie our last night and, we just sit down and we had some fun. And then we did some
We did.
TikTok videos. And then what else did we do? I think we were supposed to be painting some face today and we're supposed to be going around the park.
Yes.
We're going around the park when the sun got down though because it's kind of hot out. So we'll wait until the sun go down a little bit and then we'll go to the park and we see what else we can do for the day.
Okay.
Yes. So is there anything else that you want to tell the listeners about your sleepover?
Well, it was very fun.
Is it your
Auntie
best
Shelly?
sleepover? Please say it's your
Yes.
best sleepover.
Yes, because this is the only sleepover I've had s'mores at.
Yeah? And you were the one who taught me how to do s'mores.
Yes, but I didn't have a sleepover when I was making s'mores. I just do them by myself at home sometimes.
Okay.
I never had a sleepover with s'mores.
Okay, I got you. All right, so recently you did a little poem, right? And it went viral.
It did.
Yes, it did. So you did it for children's own birthday, 70th birthday,
Yes.
right? And I want you to recite that for the listeners today. Just give them a little sneak peek as to what the story was about.
So the story is entitled Myself as a Phone.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to read it.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Samsung Galaxy S, the phone. My owner's name is Sean. He bought me at Viva Electronics Store and I was pristine. Sean chose me over all the other phones. I felt so loved. I kept his company every day, but soon I got tired. He downloaded games and videos on me and never gave me a rest. The only time I actually got to rest was when my battery was being charged, and even then, he shoved the charger into me, and it took longer and longer to charge me. He kept on shoving the charger into me, and my processing got slower and slower. One day, he decided to show me off at school. He was walking into the class as he tripped on his shoelace and dropped me. My screen was shattered and I lost all functionality. Now I reside on the corner of a shelf, a magnet for dust and cobwebs.
Wow, that's an amazing story, Miss Dean.
Thank you.
Who inspired that story?
My phone,
Your phone? What
my
happened to your
tablet.
phone?
I constantly keep on dropping my phone.
Wow, did you get a case for it?
Yes.
Because it happens to everybody. I don't think you just deliberately just drop your phone like that, right? So you got a case for it, right?
Yes.
And who helped you with that story? Did you write it on your own?
That my father gave me the corrections.
So you wrote it on your own, but your father corrected it.
Yes.
Wow, I think you did well writing that story.
Thank
a lot of
you.
persons cannot write stories, you know. You know that?
No.
I remember when I posted the video on Facebook, a lot of persons were commenting and they were saying, she's so smart. She's so intelligent. What do you have to say about that?
Well, thank you.
She says thank you. Yes, you got a lot of comments saying that she's so smart and she's going to be such a bright spark. And that they just went on and on about how smart you are and how intelligent you are and how studious you are. You think that you're a studious little girl?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Now, what do you have to tell those persons who are struggling with writing their own stories? Because as I said before, not a lot of persons know how to write a story. Do you have any tips that you want to give them as to how they can go about writing a story or anything?
Well, I saw that when you read more, you can express yourself a bit better in your story writing, and you have a bit more variety.
Of words.
Yes, and then what also helps is that if you're writing a story and if you get in the flow of the story, it's like words are just coming out of your mouth.
It's just, wow. Wow. You see, as of today, I'm going to read so much more because I don't think I like story writing.
Okay.
I think you should do a tutorial on how to write stories. What do you think about that?
That sounds great.
Yes. So I'll be having you back on this show teaching people how to write stories because you are great at writing stories. Huh?
Thank you, Auntie.
You are welcome. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, Auntie. I'd like to ask, how did you get your house to be so cool?
I don't think my house is that cool. I think my house is not children friendly because I have so many things around that can break if they play. And yeah, I need to get it children friendly. What you think?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes, because just a while ago, I almost knocked over your vase.
You almost knocked over my face. But I mean, cool is relative, I think. But thank you if you think my house is cool. I appreciate that.
And following that question, how are you so cool?
How am I so cool?
Yes.
I just think it's a part of my personality and I love being cool. It's a part of the characters that makes me up.
Okay.
Yeah. And also I think when you're with cool people, your coolness comes out more. So you're cool, which means I'm cool.
Thank you, Auntie.
You're welcome.
Now, who came up with the idea for a podcast and why?
So the idea was sold to me by Paul. He knew that I loved media, and so I wanted to become either some radio personnel or I don't know, something in media. I never know what's exactly I wanted to do, but he was the one who really sold the idea to me. And I thought it was a good idea, but I was afraid of doing it. And after a couple years, I just went ahead and do it. And here I am today, and here you are on my show today.
Thank you, Auntie.
You're welcome.
Did you recently buy any new equipment?
No, I've never purchased any equipment before this show. I mean, Paul was always in engineering, so we always had the equipment that we needed for a podcast. And guess what? Because we had the equipment already, I had no reason why I couldn't start. None.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a genre for your podcast? And if so, what is the genre?
So I don't really have specific topics that I stick to. I remember it started out as just millennials speaking on relationships and marriages, but then it went off into motivational speeches, it went off into inspirational speeches, and the whole idea of doing this podcast was to entertain people and for them to just have fun. So now it's just a podcast that touches on everything. See, I didn't know that I would have an 8-year-old on my podcast, and here you are, right? So it just started out as this relationship podcast, and it just branched out into anything. We speak about anything. And do you think it's fun?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So the last question is, why don't you have any pets?
Why don't I have pets? I really want a pet. I wanted a dog in the year, but when I spoke with my husband, he was not receptive to that. He was thinking that, you need a kennel for a dog because he doesn't want the dog in the house running around. And I didn't have one at the time. And well, he says that he will get one for me next year. So let's see if he's working on that. But if I don't get a puppy, I might get maybe a parrot or an hamster, or what else can I get? I don't want a cat. I don't like cats. I don't know. But for now, I will pet your puppy, and her name is what? Cookie?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll help you pet her. That's okay?
Yes, Auntie.
Is there any motivational speech or quote that you'd want to leave to anybody out there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Subscribe to Auntie Shelli's podcast.
That's a motivational quote. I think it is too. We need to add that to Google, motivational quotes. So she said, go ahead and subscribe to my podcast, and you can find it in all the podcast platforms out there. And they are Google Podcasts, Anchor Podcast, you have Spotify, you have Apple Podcast, you name it, I'm there. So go ahead, subscribe for more fun topics and more fun what?
Fun motivational quotes.
Yes.
Podcasts and inspiration.
Yes. Go ahead, subscribe now. Remember that the YouTube channel is up. Go ahead, subscribe there, click the notification bell, and you got it. And we will see you next week. Will you be coming back?
Can't say.
You can't say.
No.
Well, I'll put a slot here for you, so whenever you are ready to come back on my show to talk about anything,
Yes, Auntie.
we will do that. Do you have anything else that you want to say to me or to anybody else listening out there?
Follow Inside Us.
You see, I just love her. I think she's my biggest fan. Are you?
Yes.
Yes, you are. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. And you just tuned in to my niece, G and Dean. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.